Welcome back to prep camp, people. It is week 4, day 4, Thursday the 2nd of July. Back in the mix. I'm just getting my first meal of the day ready. It's training day. Going to take you through some bits. I've had a few questions, people asking what subs I'm doing, what cycle I'm doing, so I'm going to kind of breeze over that today in as good a fashion as I can do with this being on YouTube. It's not the type of content you want to put out there, but I will answer the people because they've asked. This prep right now is mental warfare, which I'll go into. It's not like any other prep I've done. And at the moment, already, only 4 weeks in, it's been the hardest prep I've done. Like I said, I will go into it once I've had my first meal of the day. Just going to get this ready because I don't want to burn anything.
And they want to make sure that they can either try to renegotiate with him to keep him under contract, or maybe they don't work as hard to put Conor in a fight.
Right, that is part 1 of meal 1 done. I'm not on zero carb yet. So I had lean beef and asparagus, and jump in between green beans and asparagus for my veg. And then I've got cream of rice now after I record this clip, just to give me 2 minutes for that to go down. So prep, week 4, it's going well. Like, I know I'm on prep, I feel it, but my body's not really responding like I'm on prep, if that makes sense, in terms of body weight. Which we all know it's not all about weight, but when you've got a standard in your head of where you were last year, stage weight, and with the condition I brought, I obviously want to bring the same condition this year because I was peeled. I don't think I could have got leaner, but with respect to where my body weight's at now, it's impossible for me to put that much muscle on in that short stint of an off season. So I'm basically up about 30 pounds from stage right now. And yeah, you could say, oh, you must put all this tissue on. It's very hard to say. And also as well, if you've never been truly peeled in the past and then you go on at a different weight and then you're saying you've added so many pounds of muscle, how can you actually say that if you weren't in true condition? You've got to be diced to the nines in order to say how much you put on in an off season. So I'm really dubious with where this is going to end up. I personally want to end up in the heavyweights again, which is below 225 pounds. 217 on stage at my best looks last year, and right now I'm 248, give or take, minus some change. So I've got a lot to drop off if I'm going to fall within that cap. Carl thinks I'm going to be in supers, so I don't know if that's going to be the case. I hope I'm not, because it'll end up me being a small super, and I don't think the physique actually is a super physique yet. So that's where I'm at. So that's the mental warfare I'm currently dealing with. So yeah, on to part 2 of meal 1. Carl, will you make part 2 of meal 1 for me, please?
No, I gotta make my meal 1.
What are you making?
Oats.
Oats. Can you say it properly?
Oats so creamy, trained by JP, Magic 10 for discount.
Didn't even have to say anything. I'm sure there's a lot all in the bottom of this cream of rice here. See, fucking powder everywhere. Right, part 2 of meal 1 is it's just been dropped actually. 80 grams of cream of rice now. Obviously trained by JP, Magic 10, as Mrs. Magic just said. I am using the most basic of all basic flavours, vanilla, because I am Milli Vanilli. Quick one, especially to my clients: track water they're using in your cream of rice. Let me get a fork actually to stir that up. With the hot weather that we've had the last couple of weeks, and with it coming in again, constant conversations basically about body weight fluctuating and obviously people being dehydrated. I use that water app, I've done it since last year, and I track all my water intake. So the water I'm drinking in my pre-workout shake, the water I'm drinking in the gym during cardio, the water in my cream of rice, the water in my oats, the water throughout the day. Just track it all. Make a note of it, because that's the only way you can get consistent with it, is if it's managed and monitored. So there's the actual notification saying drink more water reminder, because I've not added any in yet today. But I know what I've had. I had 500ml shake before I went for my cardio. I did 1.5 litres water with my cardio, so that's 2 litres down. This cream of rice, I usually use between 400 and 500ml, depending on the serving size, which I just use 400 beer now. So yeah, track your water in these hotter temperatures, even just in general anyway. It's good to know how much water you're drinking. And we cannot count Monsters, Pepsi Maxes. I would count black coffees if you're having black coffees, but anything else doesn't count. So just a quick one. How do you measure ice cubes? Well, for your water intake. You can do it. People do it. I just don't use ISO. 𝘴𝘱𝘰𝘯𝘴𝘰𝘳𝘥, 150 grams. It's mad, innit? Because I went for a time in off season where I could not look at this meal, and now I could more than happily eat this every meal of the day. And I've just brought cinnamon back in as well, because I wasn't really asked about that either. Oh, familiar surroundings. This is the backdrop, as you can normally see from the Pitbull podcast. However, this is work mode, so I'm just in the middle of doing some check-ins and some console calls, and I thought I need to record a YouTube clip. So, sups. People have asked like what sups I'm currently taking. Obviously I'm sponsored by Trained by JP Nutrition, so I get all my sups from them guys, Magic 10 at checkout for anything you want to save off those. I think with sups, I've said this in the past as well, is like the list is endless as to what you can take and obviously what you can budget for. So this is me coming from an athlete's perspective, where I'm getting my stuff essentially for free as part of my contract and my agreement with Trained by JP. However, if you are not a sponsored athlete and you're just purchasing your supplements, I think the list can be lower, and it's one of those things, you know, how much you want to spend really determines how much you actually fucking spend. So I think there's going to be a list of essentials that you should definitely take, especially when we are using PEDs, etc. So from the JP range, Vital Support is like the main one. But like, if you're not going to spend on any sups, this is the one that you should spend on, because it's like for cycle support, just like a basic supplement for that. So Vital Support is what I am taking on a daily basis. It's 8 capsules, so it's basically 4 AM, 4 PM. You can stagger them throughout the day, you know, in sets of 2s, but I'm far too busy to be doing that. So I'll do 4 in the morning, 4 in the night. And then we've also got Love Heart and Heart Care, right? So these are the next in line, I would say, to those, for liver and kidneys, obviously heart health, etc. So Love Heart, Heart Care, 2 capsules of these, 3 of these. I'll do spread these, so it'll be like 1 AM, 1 PM, and these are 3 capsules, so I'll probably do 2 AM, 1 PM. So those are like the basic ones that you should be taking as a rule. And then moving on, you should definitely have high-grade fish oil in your arsenal if you're spending a little bit more. Omega Pharma Pro is the one I use. D3 and K2, this is definitely something that we also need in the arsenal when we are actually looking at using exogenous supplements. You know, there's going to be like a basic, like general pop supplement list, and then there's going to be a PED user supplement list. So I'm obviously coming from the standing point of a PED user. So D3K2, there's 1 of them a day, so I'll slam those in 1 AM. And then these are like the other ones that I will take on a daily basis, which is Ensure and Digest Pharma Pro. Digest Pharma Pro is a digestive enzyme, particularly when food is high. For instance, in like an off-season setting, these need to be in prep now. I want to make sure my digestion's on point, so these are in now religiously, and also towards the back end when I'm carving up peak week, etc. I don't want any irritation to my digestion, so that is also going to be in the mix there. And then on the note of carbing up, we've got ensure, which is a GDA, which is a glucose disposal agent. This is going to help partition the carbs around your body and push them where they need to go, in layman's terms. So ensure is also what I'll use. Per 50 grams of carbs is 3 capsules, if I got that right. Direction. Sorry, 1 capsule per 50 grams of carbs. I'm not really sure what my carbs are daily at the moment, even though Cal sent me my plan. I don't look at the numbers, but it's 1 capsule per 50 grams of carbs. So for an average meal, you're looking at doing 2 or 3 capsules per meal. And that is what I will utilize heavily in my peak week, just to make sure, again, that everything is going where it needs to go. So that is the over-the-counter supplement list. And then, of course, we are on to the under-the-counter supplement list. Now, first of all, this is not medical advice. I am not obviously medically trained. Callum isn't medically trained. This is based on pure experience and education and years in the game. And also, if you're not someone that has been doing this very long, do not take any notice of what I'm about to tell you, what I'm taking, because this is coming from someone that has lived and breathed bodybuilding for 5 to 10 years. Like, obviously the last 5 years competing has been very intense, so I've been doing that process intensely for the last 5 years. Past that, it was another 7 years of me being in the gym and living this lifestyle. So this comes with time, and again with Cal, his knowledge and his guidance has come with time and experience. So that's what you must take into account when it comes to talking about all things under the counter. So with regards to where I'm at now, I'll discuss orals first. So Proviron, 25 milligram per day. Clenbuterol, 40 micrograms per day. T4, 100 micrograms per day. Growth, 10 IU per day. Let me look at the list, because I am on prep and I can't think that far ahead. Metformin, 500 milligrams per day with my last meal. Telmisartan, 40 milligrams per day with my last meal. Basically, metformin and telmisartan. Telmisartan will help control my blood pressure. Metformin is another way of helping food partition through the night, and it works well with obviously GH in terms of blood glucose, etc. So that is the oral side of things. So nothing crazy. Oh, and SLU. So SLUPP332. The peptide. So we are doing 600 micrograms per day of that orally. Didn't do injectable last year on SLU, but I did use orals, 250 micrograms and 500 micrograms split between training and rest days. I found it amazing. It's one of the peptides I do highly rate, other than the old retatrutide. And then on to injectables. So I'm using 3 compounds, which is testosterone, Mastron and Primo. So the split is basically 750 test, 750 Primo and 500 Mast. Split, the total dosage amount is 2.250 milligrams per week. 2,250 milligrams per week. That's my total cycle, which is basically 2.2 grams, just over. And that is a moderate cycle. So, you know, there's going to be people that would probably think I'm using a lot more than that, but I'm not. We've always used and got away with using less. More is not always more. More is usually more side effects. Less is always more. Obviously, the longer in this you are, the more you can creep those things up. And also the level as to what you're doing it at, you can creep those things up, you know. If I was stepping on the Olympia stage, then maybe I'd risk a little bit more and use a bit more. If I was younger than I am, maybe I'd use a little bit more, risk a little bit more. If I wasn't competing at the level I'm competing, maybe I'll use a little bit less, like I've done in the past. So I think it's warranted, the amount that I'm using for my level of where I'm at. And that's the one thing, you know, I get people inquiring for coaching with me, and I'll never bring that question up about PEDs. They'll normally bring it up, and then I'll say, okay, so you've got experience, you're taking stuff now, what are you taking? And they'll tell me their cycle, and they're taking more than me. but they also don't have the muscle to justify the cycle, or the experience, or the time in the game to justify the cycle. So it's a funny one. Get by with like as little as you can. So there we go. I am about to go and eat my pre-workout meal and then get my shit together, because me and Liam are training delts and arms today at 12:30, which is the usual training time. He's on night shift this week, so we're training a little bit later so he can stay in bed a little bit later in the morning, which only gives me more time to get my work done. So I will take you through that and obviously fill you in on any other info that you need prep-wise. Cannot talk about sups without talking about pre-workout sups. So it's 12. I'll be leaving at 5. Currently, my go-tos, I am on 1 scoop of Trained by JP Performance Fuel, Magic 10. How many times can I say Magic 10 in one video? Get that commission up, boys and girls. No, in all honesty, like, super grateful to be sponsored by Trained by JP, because I think you'll all agree, in terms of sponsorships and the brand, it is like the pinnacle of UK companies. There's obviously other companies doing great things, but yeah, super happy and proud to be a part of JP. Obviously I've worked for them for years, like, but I think this is my just over second year of being a sponsored athlete, which is incredible. So yeah, scoop of performance fuel in there, 2 scoops of creatine, which I also did 2 scoops this morning in my shake pre-cardio, so 20 grams a day. They're 5 gram scoops. I'll be honest, I'm not weighing them out, I'm just going by the scoop. I think you can get a little bit OTT with that shit sometimes, just go by the scoops, innit? So 2 scoops of creatine, and then started using different flavours of the Do Not Fucking Miss. So we've got a rocket lolly here, got strawberry bubblegum, and then the good old candy, but Mrs. Magic cracked open the strawberry bubblegum, so that's the one we're using in a minute. And it's quite nice. So 2 scoops of that. I did say I was using less caffeine. I'm no longer using less caffeine because I'm fucked. And then we've got Pick a Mix Pumpage, which is obviously non-stim pre, but I'm going to use Blue Slushy because I think it's already open. And to be honest, you can't beat Blue Slushy, like, when it comes to pre's. It's like the standard old school flavour, isn't it? Well, not old school would be fucking Ultimate Orange if any old boys are watching this. No ephedrine in this. So there we go, 2 scoops of creatine, 2 scoops of Do Not Fucking Miss, and 2 scoops of pumpage. Usually I would also have a scoop of Trained by JP hydration in here, but I've run out, and Corin has sent my order today, so it should be here tomorrow. So I'll have a nice stash of sups to fill the shelves back up. Not that there's a lot of room on it anyway, because we've got stuff there, and I've got a cupboard in my office full. I need to do like a giveaway of some sort. Right, enough rambling. I am going to head to the gym. Delts and arms, I'll record a bit of it. I don't want too much of training in here. And then me and Liam are getting in a posing room because we're going to starting to do rounds now after we've trained, which we've said we're going to do Monday after push, Thursday after delts and arms, and also Saturday after upper. Whether we show any of that, I don't know. I'm not particularly keen on showing my physique at the minute. I'm staying in the shadows, apart from the close friends on Instagram. So yeah, I've actually made it 4 weeks without putting a physique update up. It's a record for me.
You will never made with blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place.
Back in the kitchen. I bet you are as sick of my kitchen as I am. Constantly in here cooking. I would say doing the dishes, but we know that's not the case. Filling the dishwasher up and emptying it. Maybe. So, delts and arms done. We had a little look in the posing room, didn't film any of it. Top secret. Not really. It's not even a top secret kind of reason why I'm not actually showing anything at the moment. I showed a lot last year. And what I did find was this like pressure, really, just because there was, you had like BTS TV sharing stuff and just like that external validation. And I think I have said this in the past, it's just like, I'm not really interested in that anymore. I mean, it is great for the old endorphins to get some likes and stuff, and I'm sure it will come, like that moment will come on prep where Cal shares something and then I'm a bit more active in terms of sharing physique updates. But right now I've got work to do, so I'd rather concentrate on the work rather than putting physique updates up and getting lost in that, because you do get lost in it. And I've said every prep, I'm not going to share nothing, and I end up sharing. So like I said earlier, I've only shared it, bits and bobs to my close friends story. So if you're on there, you would have seen it. And there's not a lot to see at the minute anyway. Too much work to do and not a lot of time to do it. So post-workout is cream of rice, vanilla, which has been switched from today. Excuse me. You know the feels if you prepped. Do not let anything go to waste, even that bit. Cream of rice. Carl has had cereal in the mix, and I'm not really the biggest fan of cereal, if I'm honest. One sec, let me get a different bowl. Yeah, so I am not the biggest fan of cereal. So what I was doing, which got to give a shout out to Liam for this one, I did a mixture of cream of rice with a little bit of cereal. So Cal's recent change to my diet was cereal out, and it's just cream of rice, which I'm happy. I'm basic, so we'll just do this. To a point where I'd rather have fucking chicken and rice than cereal. So this is 120 cream of rice, trained by JP, Magic 10, 60 vegan protein, which is in here. I'm about to mix up with some water, and then 150, I believe it's 150 berries. Yes, 150 berries. Right, so as you saw earlier, the sups are going down. So I will be doing 3 Ensure and 1 Digest Farmer Pro. Again, trained by JP's finest. You know the code by now. And this is going to be 7.5 litres by the time I've done that water. So I've tracked it all on that app, as you can see there. And that is including the water from the cream of rice, water I've just drunk in the gym. And then obviously that's 1.5 litres. So that's 7.5 litres. I'll probably end up on about 9 today. If you watched prep last year, you would see 10 litres per day is no issue for me. I've got 2 bowls. This is something you would have seen me do previously. Fish and chips, chicken and rice. So basically, because I'm using vegan protein and it expands so much, sometimes it's like a layer of cream rice at the bottom and a layer of vegan protein and then berries. So what I'll do is I'll use probably half the vegan protein out of this bowl for a layer, like a thinner layer on the top of the cream of rice, then the berries and cinnamon, and then I'll do 100 grams of berries in there and 50 grams of berries in there with cinnamon. So I'll have 2 dishes. It makes me feel like I'm eating more than I actually am. To be fair, it's 120 grams cream rice, so it's not too bad, is it? So I'm going to get this down me, and hopefully there is something new on YouTube that I can be asked to watch in, which there is. New bro chat. Mike squashes beef with Fuad live. Didn't even know there's beef. We're walking. We've come out for an hour, which is what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. Jinx. Yeah, obviously we've had some nice weather, so we've been finishing the steps off, out and about. This is what we're doing now. I'm on about 9.5k, I think, something like that. So finishing the last 2.5 off, maybe 3, around Brynbach Park.
Rosie, yeah.
We've been juggling, what's she eating? Cheese? I have some cheese though. We've been juggling between 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘯𝘴𝘰𝘳𝘦 Lake and Brynbach Park. Brynbach's bigger, so come over here to get the brunt of the steps in. But just a word on that from experience, like, no one wants to be stuck on a fucking treadmill for an hour a day, just walking.
I was this morning.
Unless you call her a fucking 6
It
in the
was
morning.
raining, to be fair.
Yeah, I was shit this morning. But yeah, I'm getting my steps in the morning on treadmill, about 30 minutes or so. But if you've got 12k,
Get out in the sun.
get out and about. It makes prep a lot fucking easier if you're out and about, and if you live somewhere where there's views like this. Even if you're in a city centre though, I don't mind walking the town and just people watching, walking around town. As long as there's no hills, I'm happy. But yeah, just get out and about. It makes it a little bit more enjoyable, and it is depressing as fuck sometimes. Either A, looking at a wall in a gym, watching your tiny phone screen or iPad if you're prepared like me, or even just looking at the fucking gym that you spend so much time in training as well. You'll feel you feel like you fucking live in the place otherwise. So if it's nice, get out and about and enjoy the scenery. So I'm going to wrap this up now because it's about 30 minutes. I've edited most of the video already, so I've just got to chop this clip on the end and I'm going to drop it in the morning. And then the next video is going to be the event from the weekend with Samson. I doubt Samson's watching this, bro, but maybe. I know you don't watch bodybuilding content, but if you're watching this, thank you very much for your time. Both you and Mel. Planet loved having you down. Di was super happy. So yeah, that video will be dropping next after this one, and then we crack on with the rest of the prep content. So, and then we've got shows kicking off again in about 2 or 3 weeks time, which Carla's over the moon about. But hey ho,
Cheers to that.
the life chose me and all that shit. Like, comment, subscribe. My arm's aching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.